Yeah, absolutely. So, I am Daniel. I run Black Elk Media. We are a adventure and outdoor lifestyle content creation company. So it's kind of a funny story how we got to where we are because my business partner and his name's Trent. We used to work for a outdoor clothing company that started in Northwest Arkansas, as the staff photographer and staff videographer. And basically, we didn't want to shoot clothes anymore. We wanted to shoot cool stuff all the time, right? So it's like, hey, let's start our own company. So uh, when we started, it was kind of the path that a lot of people who get into um, cameras take. We were doing weddings, which I do not recommend.
No,
Um,
that is the hustle.
very high stress job, right?
Yes, you got one shot at all of it.
One shot, man.
Yep.
But basically, over the years, we kind of morphed from just like two guys with cameras to building an actual like production crew. So now what we focus on is branded commercials and branded like mini docs. So we work with different brands on creating content, just in the outdoor space, like I said. So this is actually our older website. Our new one is not up yet, which I wish it was, because that's where all of this stuff is from about 4 years ago. So
Okay.
um yeah, we spend a lot of time on the road. We do about 100 days a year doing off the grid productions, and that's all mixed in with like stuff that we do in various cities, and like urban environments for companies as well. So it's just a lot of travel and a lot of getting kind of up close and personal with our crew. So there's four of us on our main crew, and we spend a lot of time in our transit van. So that's kind of the general gist of what we do. But you can see on the stuff that you were just showing, we shot quite a array of different things, but we really love and like to focus on outdoor and adventure lifestyle stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge variety of stuff that came up on the screen just now, and obviously the listener didn't see it, but it was everything from motorcycles to there was a 911 in there, there was a rock crawler in there, cycling and hiking and whatnot. So I guess, I mean, obviously off road podcast here. How did you get linked up with the Express Rally crew and you guys have chased their overland adventures? How did that come to be?
yeah, so it's funny. Like when we started the company, we didn't really have anything like most people, except our connections and friends and whatnot. So it was kind of a word of mouth thing where Scott, the founder of Express Rally, at the time he had I don't remember what year it was. I want to say it was a 2012 Shelby GT500, and we were actually just doing like some shots of his Shelby. For him, it was like a gig that came up on our calendar. We booked it and we showed up. We didn't know who he was, and Express Rally hadn't been started yet at the time. So we took some photos of it, and he said, "Hey, I'm starting this rally thing," and we were like, "Oh, okay, like, are we talking like World Rally Championship? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And
Is
he's
it
like,
bull run like the way?
yeah, like, are we doing like Finland? Yeah,
Yeah,
like, are we jumping like hot hatches? What is this?
that would be fun.
And he was like, no, road rallies like Cannonball Run, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm familiar with all that. So we went on our first one with him, just kind of like it was kind of like as guests, just to take some photos and videos just for fun, right? And that was 8 years ago. And then he officially incorporated Express Rally, and we've been their media partner ever since. So
Oh wow.
we've done, they do probably, I want to say they do 5 to 7 rallies a year, and we shoot probably half of those. Usually it's the larger ones like Southern Express, Western Express, and then we do their overland events when they do them out west. So they do like Overland Death Valley, which is coming up in February of this year. Overland, New Mexico, Overland, Colorado. So, yeah, it's been a long-term relationship, and it's been a really fruitful one too. Express Rally started in just Northwest Arkansas, but now its reach is all over the nation. So, it's really cool to get to travel and kind of experience car culture everywhere, in all these different places. So, yeah, that was Death Valley from last year.
Is that Scott's 80?
No,
no, that is not Scott's 80.
Yeah, because he had one that was pretty.
His 80 was awesome. Yeah. That is that's actually a guy out of Missouri. Ozark Overland Adventures or Outfitters, I think. Yeah, that's his name's Jason. He does a lot of awesome builds. But
is that the guy with the Gladiator?
No,
because there's another Ozark Overland or Adventure or something that's every YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name, but I think he has a blue one, maybe.
Yep. Yeah. We've been talking about trying to get him on the show.
Yeah. So it's interesting, though, because when Express Rally started, it was just road rallies. And then they started branching into this Overland, with that industry booming, it was kind of like a no-brainer. But there couldn't be a more different pairing of two offerings in a company, because road rallies are like high octane, fast pace. There's a lot of questionable activities that happen on those.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. The Overland rallies, it's like just chill. You're camping. You're relaxing. Express Rally offers like a hibachi style chef out in the middle of the woods. So you get back from long days, hitting mountain passes, and you're eating like fried rice and just all the fixings. It's awesome. Yeah, it's great.
That's crazy. So
yeah, that's how we got linked up with them, though.
So, I mean, everybody in the off-road world at some point has taken out a video camera or their phone and tried to shoot some stuff and thought, I can probably put this together as a video, and it is usually pretty disastrous. So
mine are always bad.
Yeah,
I still do it, but dude, I made videos like a lot in high school and into college, and I was like, I just don't have what it takes. So, I mean, the logistical chaos that goes into something like the Overland Rally, what does that entail? And I mean, I'm also kind of curious how it differs from the road stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the logistics is definitely half the battle. Because these are these events are so well planned, we get the route, sometimes 2 months, 3 months ahead of time. And then our team goes through and we identify areas that are going to be perfect for filming, or problem areas. Yeah. Like you're looking for areas that are photogenic, that are accessible, that you can like easily move around. Right. You're looking for like any type of obstructions, or like if it's a road rally, you're concerned with like where you can and cannot fly the drone, things like that. But when we do the Overland rallies, our main concern is the van and where we can and can't take it. So if we're able to take it on the particular route that's planned for that day, then we usually do. But more often than not, these are way more gnarly than what the van can handle. So that's where logistics become kind of just, you have to be very meticulous on the route that the van needs to take and the route that the participants are going to be taking. And then there's a lot of like planning, like, hey, we'll say goodbye to the van here and we'll see that guy in 4 hours. He has the route and he has the meeting time. So I hope we rendezvous where we need to, but that takes, we spend probably, I want to say 4 to 5 days just getting stuff planned out logistically over the course of a couple of months. For the road rallies, the van can go everywhere, but the van is not a supercar.
Yeah.
So, it's got turbos.
There's a slight speed differential between that and
but it's very funny how it's kind of like, they say, slow and steady wins the race. There's been plenty of road rally events where at the end of the day, the participants show up and they get to wherever like the hotel accommodations are for the night. And they're like, wait, we left you guys this morning and you're here already. I don't understand what happened. And it's like, well, this is what happened. We didn't lollygag at gas stations. Mm-hmm. We also don't have like, those supercars have like 150 miles of range or something. So
right.
They're having to stop all the time for fuel. And we're just kind of, chugging along, little engine that could, doing our strategic stops to get shots from the side of the road as well as shots from when they catch us. And we kind of do rolling shots and stuff. So, yeah, it was definitely a learning experience for sure. But I think I prefer the pacing of the Overland rallies because you can do a lot of it on foot if you want to. Just because when we get to like obstacles or problem areas, like if they're hitting an obstacle, you have plenty of time to walk back and forth and get the angles that you want.
For a second try if they're hung up on something.
Yeah, exactly. On the road rallies, they're like the weddings I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
you got one. Yeah, you have one chance, and if you miss it, then you have to drive another 150 miles to get your next shot. So
you got to leapfrog them in a gas station.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know what? We have to pee too. That's what they don't understand. So
yeah.
Yeah, they're fun though.
One of the other things I kind of want to talk about on the topic of the chase vehicle, and this is something that comes up in if you've ever watched 4-wheel drive 24/7, they'll occasionally mention the camera car like getting stuck and it becomes part of the scene or something. But I mean, for like your usage, there's like a miraculous methodology behind keeping the van out of shots, and getting the subject in and like not having your own, like making it about exactly what your job is.
Right.
You ever have any like logistical or problem areas where like, oh shit, the van's in here. Oh no.
Yeah. Definitely. There's always a shot. Well, like, let me back up some. So when we're covering, like, let's say an Overland rally, we'll have a team of 2 to 3 guys, sometimes 4, all with a different purpose. So there could be a drone in the air, then we have photographers, and then a team that's focusing on video, right? So inevitably we cross streams, right? There's going to be this camera looking this way. Yeah,
can't get all the angles out.
We cross streams often, and it's all just editing.
Yeah,
it's having to make sure that because we can put together can put together an awesome compilation of just shots of us going, oh shit, like there's Trent, he's looking at me, I'm looking at him.
How many hours of footage do you bring back after a normal rally?
That's a good question.
Gigs?
Gigs. I mean, that like most of these Overland rallies are probably somewhere between 500 and 750 gigs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that's not including photography.
That's crazy.
So that's the drone and a A cam and a B cam and a GoPro. I think that was our most recent. Yeah, Overland, Colorado. So that was this past.
That's Black Bear.
September, I believe. Was it September? Yeah.
This is 7 weeks ago. So
holy crap, that's so much. What's like a turnaround time between getting back, gathering yourself, and then like pumping out video?
Yeah, well, that's the con of being so vehicle based. There's always travel time in our jobs. Like exactly. You all were talking about, doing this event in April, and you're on the fence about that.
Yes.
That in and out time, right? Because that's a whole trip in itself. It's So we here's the thing: when we get in the van, usually the way these go is we're loading up at 3 or 4 in the morning. The whole crew is getting picked up here locally in Northwest Arkansas, and then we actually have one of our 4th team members. He lives in Dallas, so when we head out west, we always pick him up in Oklahoma City. That's for any of our like vehicle based jobs. When we're doing corporate stuff, like we're flying.
Yeah. Good call.
So everyone just meets at the airport, right, or the hotel bar.
Nice.
But on the way out there, you have a lot of time over like a 2-day period or a day to gather your thoughts, right, and get excited. Then you go out there and you're in the elements for 3 to 4 or 5 days sometimes, and then that drive back, everyone's just quiet.
Yep.
Yeah. Funny how that works, right?
Yeah. You're just in your head saying that was cool, that hurt,
Yeah.
But we do get to rest a lot in the van on the way home. Luckily for us, like we did a lot of expanding in the last 2 years, so we actually have editors now that are keeping the ball rolling while we're out on the road.
Nice.
So there's not that break in work, you
lose 2 days of
yeah, exactly. Time. So yeah, when we get back, there's usually a day of recovery, and then we kind of hit the ground running again. So but yeah, then you sit down with 750 gigs. The turnaround really just like if there's no distractions, like I could probably turn one of those around in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
With our
no distractions.
No distractions.
I haven't heard of this phrase before.
Yeah. No distractions means you live in a sensory deprivation chamber, which none of us do. So yeah, distractions everywhere.
Right.
But yeah, the us managing our schedule, at any given time, we usually have about 10 open projects. So it's, it could take a couple months to roll something out. We try to usually do like a month rollout for any of the rally stuff, but sometimes it's it could be 2 weeks or 2 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of footage to go through.
Serious.
Dude, that's the thing that always gets me is like I'll go shoot whatever, and I get home and I'm like, all right, now I got to start stitching it together, and I'm like, I already looked at all this. I don't even want to look at it again.
Dude, and
every single time I think I got a good shot, it's never as good as I thought it was.
Well, I go to a car show or on an off-road trip, I take 150 pictures, or a press car, I take 200 pictures, and I sit down, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to, like, I know what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, you can always tell when we're culling our like content around the office, because like you got a guy just sitting there and you can just hear his keyboard just, and then you can hear him saving it. It's like save, next.
Yeah.
So
I feel that actually.
That's kind of the fun part too. You see stuff you didn't notice the first time. But I'm gonna knock the photo guys right now, because at least their images don't talk or have sound, right?
Right.
Yes.
Sometimes we have to listen to the same loop over and over again to where like I don't want to be around that person, even though I know they're an awesome person. It's like I cannot hear this guy's voice. I cannot hear that woman laugh right now for the next like 2 months.
That's amazing. Drives you insane, but that's amazing.
Yeah, actually,
dude,
go
your
back
kids
one
get
picture.
older, that'll be a thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, that's my business partner's ZR2. It's the
nice.
the 4-cylinder diesel. So
Baby
Max. Yeah, it's awesome. When we can't get the van to a spot, we usually run that vehicle as a second on trips as kind of like our mule. But we are in the process of beginning to build it out to, like have the ability to charge our batteries when we just have it on certain projects, and get some like sleeping and things arrangements on it and things like that. So
yeah, those are good trucks. They
I love that thing.
Front and rear lockers, the Multimatic, and they're good trucks. And that baby diesel, fucking awesome,
dude. It's great. So he did Black Bear for the first time 2 years ago. Did not plan on doing it. Like he told me before we went out to Colorado, he's like, I'm not going to take my truck up there. And I was like, okay, dude, no one's
no pressure
asking you to take your truck up there. We're going to ride with other people. It'll be fun. And then like the morning of, he's like, man, I really don't want to take my truck up there. And I was like, dude, no one said you need to take your truck up there. And then he just like kind of looked at us. He's like, should I take my truck up there? And we're like, dude, it sounds like you want.
He's talking himself into it.
Yeah,
it's like, it sounds like you want to take it up there.
It's like, I don't want to try that climb. I really don't want to try that climb. The person's going to do it anyways.
Yeah. So just to buff the ZR2 one more time, man, it absolutely destroyed Black Bear, no issues. And I think he has like oversized tires. That's it. Like he has he went up 1 inch in diameter. It was a breeze on Blackbird. So
did he keep the Duratrax or did he go to something else?
No, he's running the Wild Peaks.
Oh, the AT3s. Yeah.
Yep.
Those are they're good tires. My brother's got them on his 4Runner.
Yeah, so, we actually have those on the van too.